It's great to be here. I thank you very much for the opportunity to reach out to our voting public here in Clay County. Just to give you a little bit of background as to where we are in the whole timeline of the general election. We are currently taking absentee ballot request forms from all the registered voters in Clay County. We're right now, just over 2,400 people have requested absentee ballots, and we are going to mail out our ballots to each one of these individuals on the 5th of October. That's the first day that we can mail them out. So if you're getting all kinds of application or request forms in the mail from various organizations, various parties, and so on, realize that if you've sent us one application, we have received it, and you don't need to keep sending us more just because you receive them at home. You can easily check on the Secretary of State's website. It's sos.iowa, spelled out .gov, and it will track your request form, and you'll know that we've received it. Just know that we can't send them out until October 5th, and so a day or so after that you should be receiving them. And then you cast your ballot, and you have a choice of either mailing it to us through the U.S. Post Office, or you can bring it to our office during our work hours, which is 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. And also we have a drop box on 2 locations on our administration building, which is on the north and the south side on the east. And these drop boxes are gathered every day, several times during the day, so we won't miss anything. The opportunity to cast a ballot by absentee is well practiced in our primary. We found that many people enjoyed doing it that way. And then our process is that when we receive your ballot, we record the fact that we've received it, and then it will not actually be tabulated until the day of election, which is November 3rd. Everyone can track their absentee ballot as to where it is in the system by going to the Secretary of State's website and tracking it by your name and location, or you can simply call our office, which is 262-1569, and we can give you the status of what it is. It is required of our office if for some reason on your application when you were filling it out for a request that you may have forgotten one item, it is up to us to contact you and be sure that that deficiency is corrected so that we can get a ballot out to you. So it's very helpful. On your request form, there's a place where you can give us contact information, be it through a Gmail or an email or a phone number that we can contact you at. So it's very helpful if you can do that for us too. The voting in person here begins October 5th. And you will come to our administration building and come to our office. You do have to show identification, a photo identification to vote absentee. If you have moved, for instance, maybe from one location to another, you're no longer in Ward 1 but in Ward 5, you can fill out a voter registration form at the time you come to our office and complete that and then actually cast your ballot while you're here. You will have until the 24th of October to request a ballot for us to mail them to you. Otherwise, we are open 2 Saturdays, the 2 Saturdays before the general election, that you can come all day long from 8 to 5 here also and cast a ballot. For voting on the day of election, our hours begin at 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. on election day, and it will be at your general election voting locations. For Spencer, we have all 5 wards and the townships surrounding Spencer: Summit, Riverton, Fostoria, the city of Fostoria, Meadow, and Sioux. And those would all be voting in the event center. Otherwise, if you are in Waterford and Lone Tree Township, you would be voting in Everly at the Hap Kettleson. If you live in Clay and Lincoln Townships and the city of Royal and Rossi, you would be actually voting in the Royal Community Center. Then for Douglas and Peterson Townships, you would be voting at the Peterson Community Center. Then we're going to go a little further to the east, and if you're in Garfield and Herdland Township, you would be voting in the Webb Community Center. You go a little further north, and for the Gillett Grove and Logan Townships, you would be voting at the Greenville Community Center. And then you make your way to Dickens Community Center, and that's for the Lake and Township, Freeman Township, and the city of Dickens. So we have 6 outlying locations plus the event center. All the precincts have curbside voting available, as well as we will here at the administration building. How curbside voting works is if you are an individual that wants to participate in the election but for some reason are unable to get into your precinct, or you have someone that has gotten you to the precinct, there are 2 individuals at each one of the precincts that are assigned to helping someone with getting their ballot to them. In a partisan election, we have to have the share of a Republican and a Democrat that would come out to your vehicle, bring you the ballot that's necessary. You cast it, put it into an envelope, and then they secretly take it into and put it into the ballot box for you. And if you want, you can even call ahead. You can call our office at the 262-1569, and if we know where you need to be going, we can let that precinct know that you're coming, or else if you have someone with you, they can come into the precinct and let them know the situation, and they'll more than be happy to help. When we talk about the personal protective equipment, PPE, many people have learned that an acronym lately. All of our precinct officials will be equipped with their PPE. Voters are not required to wear a mask when they come into the precinct. They certainly can. It's up to them. We cannot require that they do that. But our precinct officials will have disinfectants and hand sanitizers and masks if they wish to wear them, shields if they wish to wear them. The voters will encounter when you approach the precinct where they have a sneeze guard, or most everyone has seen those in countless offices and so on that they go to. But it is as a protection not only for them but for our precinct officials. It is wonderful to know that we have so many individuals that are willing to help us as precinct officials. We have so far hired right around 99 or 100 individuals that will be helping us on Election Day, and they are required to come to training provided by our office to give them all of the information that's necessary that they need to know on Election Day. And of those 99, we have about 25 of those that are new individuals that have never worked an election before, but have said that they would like to participate. And it's really great. I'm glad that they've reached out to us, and we've tried to put them to work. We're not able to put everybody to work that has asked, but we are filling our precincts, so that's really great news. Always are open to anyone that's willing to participate. It is a long day. Since our polls open at 7, you are required to be there at 6, and polls don't close till 9, but there's always things to do after 9 o'clock, so it's a little bit of a long day. We are able to offer half days so that if you wanted and could split the day or needed to for some reason, we can accommodate that as well. We will be mailing out absentee ballots on the 5th of October. So people that have requested them, please be looking for them shortly after the 5th of October. Our office will be open for in-person voting, also starting on the 5th of October by coming here to the administration building from anywhere within the county. They can come here and cast a ballot 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. We are open 2 Saturdays before the election. Be sure that you bring with you a photo ID for your identification. And if you've moved, let us know that, and we can prepare the voter registration to change if it's necessary. Then on the 2 Saturdays before the election that we're open, and the last day that you can ask for a ballot to be sent to you is October 24th. After that, we don't have enough time to do the process to get it to you and back again. As long as your ballot is going through the U.S. Post Office, and if it is postmarked the day before the election, and it arrives to us after the election, we will still count that ballot. We have a special precinct board that is geared for that very purpose, for ballots that come maybe from overseas, or it just got delayed for some reason. And our office also uses the product through the post office that is called IMB tracing. And maybe you've noticed that there's sometimes a barcode on envelopes that you get. This is put there by the post office to track when it was first put into the system, when it traveled here to Spencer to be delivered, when it was taken out for delivery, so that we can know as soon as we know that it was actually dropped in a post office box, then we're allowed to count it. And again, to say that we are able to, if you don't want to use the post office, you can also use our drop boxes that are attached to our building.